A video on Blast. I can do that. Kinda. You see, the reason I say kinda is because when you hear about Blast, he's not shown. He's just constantly mentioned. By the way, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm referring to the S rank hero from One Punch Man, Blast. Blast didn't actually get his first appearance until chapter 139. The only reason he appears is to give rid of a communication device so no one can communicate with God. By the way, in this manga, anime, you know what I'm trying to say. God is evil from my knowledge, and Blad's job is basically opposing him. Now, there are others who do this too, with one of them being later shown, and the story being named Void. By the way, there were some more shown, but it was only really their silhouettes. Blast and Void actually have a fight in the manga, or was supposed to at least, before they scrapped the idea. You see, One Punch Man redid multiple chapters around like 20-ish, and I kinda like that, because after Void's turned back to normal, it kind of shows Blast and like, I wouldn't say a new light, you knew he was caring of people, but you can see he's actually really caring towards his friends. Well, to be honest, just showing his chill character overall. Not even getting mad at Flashy Flash when he attacks him out of nowhere, and even asking Saitama to help in the final fight against God whenever that happens. Now, from what I read about Blast, seems like a straightforward character, or at least what is shown from his limited appearances, and this is just how I interpreted his character, or at least until he's shown in more chapters. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not shown for like 100 more chapters, give or take, given the fact that it's shown he spends time opposing God and his past. Well, all the time. And this happens in a different dimension from Earth. The only reason he was on Earth in the first place because he had business there, dealing with God. You see what I'm saying? But now that that's out the way, let's talk about his powers. Obviously, Blast is a superhuman, which isn't out of place for most people in One Punch Man. But Blast, even with less showings of feats, has far more impressive feats than most of the S-rank heroes. The power difference between them is actually crazy. For example, Flashy Flash is said to be one of the fastest heroes, and is shown multiple times. When it comes to speed, he isn't no slouch. But when he tries to blitz Blast, that is, he gets blitzed instead. By the way, Blast does showcase his powers in multiple fights, with one of his powers being teleportation. He actually used this when he first made his appearance. Now, he actually uses this ability in 3 different ways, with the first one being moving himself and others, the second one shooting a portal that can forcefully send you to another location, which if you don't have a, teleport ability, you're kind of screwed. And the third one is him opening multiple portals and throwing punches through them as a fighting style. By the way, as far as I know, he can effectively teleport anywhere, since he can move through dimensions. Now, his other ability he has is somewhat manipulating gravity, like how he made the gravity change around his fist, or how he can just shoot gravity straight at someone. Now, obviously, we need more showing of Blast, but what they're doing with him, I don't mind. By the way, if you're wondering, is he in my top favorite characters in One Punch Man? He's not. But that's okay, because I actually do like his fighting style. Especially like how shown in Goro vs. Blast fight, although short, his gravity powers combined with his teleporting powers can show that it can overwhelm you quickly and he can send you off quickly, if not just straight kill you. Now, that basically sums up Blast. And if you know about Blast, how do you feel about him? Hopefully they get a chance to finally drop the 3rd season of One Punch Man, because if they do, I'm pretty sure Blast will be a part of it. But that's basically it.